Welcome back, everyone. In our last session, we explored how to navigate your computer's operating system, a key step in becoming digitally confident. Today, we are diving into something we all need: digital decluttering. If your documents folder or desktop feels like a garage sale, that is, there are random files everywhere and folders you forgot existed then, you are not alone. In this session, you'll learn how to organize your files and folders so you can find what you need when you need it. We'll cover simple strategies to clean up your digital space, boost your productivity, and reduce stress. So, grab your mouse, open your file explorer, and let's get hands on with the art of digital housekeeping. Let's get started. Imagine this. In your office, your manager asks for a report you wrote 6 months ago. You froze because your desktop is cluttered with hundreds of files named Final Report version 1, Final Report version 2, Final Report version 3, etc. And your documents folder is filled with files named Report 1, Report 2, Report 3, etc. And you have no idea where to start. After this session, that panic will be a thing of the past. You'll learn how to build a simple logical system for organizing your digital files and folders, one that works for both personal and professional life. We'll cover essential hands-on skills you will use in your everyday life, including creating files, creating folders with clear and searchable names, moving and organizing files for easy access. By the end of this hour, you'll feel confident, in control, and ready to tackle any digital task, including finding a report, sharing a resume, or prepping for a presentation. Finally, you'll understand the common file types and how to install and uninstall basic computer software. Let's turn your digital chaos into clarity. Let's start with files, folders, and directories. This is super simple. A file is the actual thing, that is, the document you wrote with Word, the photo you took with your phone, the spreadsheet you created with Google Sheets. It is a single piece of information saved with a particular software or app. When you save information using an app, no matter how small, that piece of information or that single information is called a file. A folder is a container. It is a way to group related files together. Think of it like a labeled box or a drawer. A folder can contain many files and even other folders. You might also hear the word directory. It means the exact same thing as folder. We can use the filing cabinet to analyze. It perfectly illustrates what a folder is. In your file cabinet, you wouldn't toss all your papers into one giant drawer. You'll most likely organize them into folders like drawer A, etc. So we need to do the same thing on our computers to stay organized, save time, and reduce stress. While the documents folder is one giant folder that can hold other folders, a clean folder structure is the first step toward digital clarity. So to maintain digital clarity, define a folder and save related files in that folder. This means that all files related to taxes will be in the taxes folder. Okay, this is where we get hands-on. I'm going to share my screen and I want you to follow these steps with me in your documents folder. Let's organize together. We are going to create a new folder, save file in the folder, rename a folder or a file with a clear and descriptive name, move a file from one folder to another, copy a file, and also delete a file. Maybe emptying the recycle bin or deleting the file from the recycle bin. Okay, first of all, you can create a folder on the desktop or in your My Documents folder. Now we are going to use the Documents folder. First of all, what you need to do is click on this File Explorer here on the taskbar. Then I will point to My Documents folder in the left pane. So when My Documents folder appears, what I'm going to do is to find an empty space in this folder and right click. It might be difficult. Okay, now I have an empty space. I right click an empty space, point to new, and from the context menu that appears, I point to folder and click. Then the new folder appears. Let me type taxes as the name of this folder. You type TAXES, taxes, as the name of the folder and press enter. I have created a folder called taxes. Another way you can create a folder is when the documents window opens, you point to new here. You see new here. You click on it, and in the menu that appears, you find out there are different kinds of thing you will do here, but here we select folder, so you click on folder. Now I will name this folder fin statements, states. Okay, so this is how to create a folder. Now when I open my taxes folder, I can also create more folders here. Now you can also right click and select point to new and select folder, or I will simply, okay, here let me say taxes for 2022. Here I will click here and select folder and write 2023. So when I open taxes, I know that I have information on taxes for 2022 and information on taxes for 2023. Now I'm trying to organize my tax documents in different years, so it will be easy for me to locate anyone at any time. Now the second thing we need to do is to save our file inside the folder we created. So I have taxes folder which I created. Now this is it. I have to save open 2022 folder which is inside taxes. To save a file here, I can do two things. I can click on new. From here, if I want to save a Microsoft Access file, I will select this. If I want to save a Microsoft document, I will select this. Let me select Microsoft document, or okay, let me select Microsoft Excel. So I select Microsoft Excel. Now I'm going to type a name for this document. Let me say VAT January, or Jan. So this will be my VAT document for January. Now here is it. If I double click it now, it is going to open Microsoft Excel for me. I can enter the information I want to enter here and save. After entering the information I want to enter, I can now save it, and that is it. So that's how I can one way to create that file. A second way is to actually open the file proper. I can open, let me assume a Microsoft document, and create something here. This is February VAT report. Okay, now I will save, Ctrl S, then VAT, save it as VAT February Feb. Now I'm going to locate my file, the folder where I'm going to place this document in. So what I'm going to do now is, if I point here, I might not see the folder here, but I know it's inside my document. So I'm going to actually click more options. Then I will select browse. Then I will go to documents, and I will locate taxes. Okay, taxes. I will open taxes, and I'm looking at 2022 taxes. So I will also select 2022. I will click open, and then I will now save my report here, which is VAT February. So here, the report I have here is VAT February. So I will type the name VAT February, and I will click save. So I have saved my February VAT report. You now notice that it is here now. So I have VAT Feb and VAT January. While this one is Excel, this one is Microsoft Word documents. So that's how you save file inside your folder. Okay, the third thing is to rename either a file or a folder. Now it's still the same process. If it's a file, you just select the file. If it is a folder, you also select the folder. Now let's assume that this report here, we made a mistake. Instead of financial report, profit and loss report for February, we went and said VAT February. So we are going to change the name. Now there are two ways you can do that. You can either right click and select rename. You notice this is rename here, or you can click show more options. When the show more options appears, you see rename here, you select rename. Then I can change this information to profit and loss P&L January, and press enter. Now I have renamed this file here. Now I can, maybe I still make a mistake. I can either select the file and point to here. This label here is rename. So when I point to this icon here, I click, then you notice that the name has been highlighted. Then you can now delete and change the name to what you want to change it to. You can as well click 2 times, not double clicking this time around. You click and then you click again. Then you now have the text there highlighted. Then you can now change the name to what you want to change it to and press enter, and that's how you rename your file or folder. So if it's a folder, it's still the same process. Okay, having renamed the file, the next thing I'm going to do is to actually move this file from here, because this is not where it belongs to. Since it's a profit and loss statement file, is supposed to belong to financial reports. So what I do is to cut this file from here and move it to the other folder called financial reports. So the way I can do it is simply select cut here, or I press Ctrl X. So when I press Ctrl X, you notice that the first icon is now highlighted. So I will look for my I will go to documents, look for financial reports, which is a folder I created earlier. Then I will now come here and click paste. So I have moved this financial report, this profit and loss for January, from the previous folder in taxes down to this place. If I go back to that taxes folder now, you will find out that here it is no longer there. I think you can see now the other file is no longer here. I've moved it. Now let's undo that move. Let it come back, because we want to copy it. Now I've undone this move. That means it's no longer in the financial report again. It's the financial statement. It's no longer here. Now that's exactly how you move. You cut the file, paste it in the location you want it to be. Okay, the next one we need to do is to do copying and cutting. The difference is that in copying I still have a duplicate. Now if I want to have a duplicate here, I can as well copy to the other financial statement. I still leave a copy here. So what I'm going to do, I can do this in two ways. I will open the other folder, financial statements. Let me open the folder, documents, documents, financial statements. Now nothing is here, so I can still simply use drag and drop. So I will drag from here and move it to this place. Now this is another way to move your file. I do drag and drop and move it to this place. Now because I want to create a copy, so I don't really need to move the file. So what I'm going to do is I will select this, and instead of dragging to drop here or cutting to drop here, what I'm going to do is to select copy or press Ctrl C. Then I will come here and I will press Ctrl V. Now I have a copy here and I have a copy here. Now, in the initial time, you might decide to copy and have a copy here and here. Maybe later on you can delete. Now, the last step we are going to take is to delete the file. Now, instead of moving, I decided to copy. So since I now have the document here and it's exactly what I want, what I will need to do is to delete it here so that I wouldn't be consuming space. So deleting is very simple. You just select the document and press delete on the keyboard, or you right click and select delete. So this icon here is delete, so I can select delete here, or you select show more options and select delete from the context menu. Okay, you can also just select and select delete here, the icon here. So the file has been deleted. Now the file did not disappear completely. It will move to the recycle bin. So you can locate the file also in the recycle bin, where it will stay for the meantime until you delete it permanently. Now you can go to the recycle bin and you will locate your P and L file. This is arranged in alphabetical order. So we will look for P and L. Okay, so see it here, P and L January. So I can now delete it from here by clicking delete. Then it's now going to ask me, are you sure you want to permanently delete the file? Then if I click yes, the file is gone permanently. So that's how you delete your file, and that's how you copy, and that's how you move your file, and that's how you save, and that's how you do some of those small things that is very, very important and necessary in organizing your files and folders to ensure that your digital workspace is clear and decluttered. Okay, let's talk about file extensions, those little letters at the end of a file name. Sometimes you will not see it in your Windows or in your File Explorer except you demand to show them. I will show you how to display them in your Explorer. So these little letters, especially .doc, .docx, etc., you've probably seen them, .jpg, .pdf, .zip, .zip, etc. These are called file extensions, and they are super important, very important to the computer. They tell your computer what kind of file it is and which app should open it. Now, normally when you look at the computer desktop or in your documents, you notice that the icons display. Okay, I'll show you this when we start the practice. Let's go ahead. Now, a .jpg extension opens in a photo viewer. A .docx opens in Microsoft Word, while a .pdf opens in a PDF reader application. Now, one special type is the .zip file. .zip file is like a vacuum sealed bag for your files. It compresses multiple files into one smaller package, usually perfect for emailing or storing to reduce space. To open a .zip file, you simply right-click on it and choose Extract or Unzip, depending on the particular compressed file app you are using to compress or to decompress the file. So your files will pop out ready to use. I will show you how to handle this very clearly. Now, understanding file extensions helps you avoid confusion and makes you more confident when working with different file types. I'm going to show you how to handle this practically because it's very, very important. Like I said, you have .docx, .pdf, .jpg, .png, .tiff, so many of them, mp3, mp4, zip, rar, and so many of them depending on the application that created them. So each application has its own file extension that it uses to recognize that I am the one that created this and I am the one that will open it. It is only .pdf that is a kind of versatile, where you have PDF reader to open it, and you can also open it with some plugins that is installed in most web browsers that will help you to open the PDF. And most computers have PDF readers so that you can be able to use it anywhere and everywhere. So let's do the practice. Okay, the thing here is that when you have files, you understand that merely looking at the icons, you will understand which application created a particular file. It's easier, especially here you see the icon for Microsoft Word, this icon for PDF, this icon for Excel file, and that's how most of them is. So you as a person can easily recognize the app that created a particular file that you have in your system. But the computer usually use the file extension name. Now when you look here, you see that most of the files do not display the extension. It's just the name only. So you see there's the names of these files, so there's no extension. So if I want to see the extension here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to view. I'm going to select show. When I point at show, I'm going to navigate and say for file name extensions. So I will select it. So what it means, I'm telling the computer to display the file name extensions. So here now you notice that these files here now, the extensions have been added. Like this file here is .docx, this one .docx, here this is PDF. Like I said before, this is Excel.xls. Now if you scroll down, you see that there are also here, this is .mp4, and that's how it is. So here you see this is .pptx, and that's PowerPoint file, and so on and so forth. So each of the applications you are going to be using will always have a file name extension. Now another good thing here is that when you see a file that has an extension but the icon clear, that means somehow you might not have the okay, like for example here, this is the future of business here. This is .xps. Somehow the icon here is not represented with anything. So this means maybe I may not have an app that is going to open this. So sometimes if you're connected online, what you do is to right click that file and click on open with. Most times the XPS file, you can open it with Adobe Acrobat. So I can use this Acrobat to just open it and it might open. Now sometimes it might not open. Here now it did not open it. So if I'm connected online, I can get the app that will open this particular XPS file. So that's why it is important to understand the file name extensions. There are some of them that are very important, that the PDF, the docs, the MP4, MP3, which MP3 stands for music, there is sound, and MP4 usually for video. So these are very, very important extensions that you need to know to understand. JPG, PNG for images, because some of the things you're going to fill online, they might ask you to upload a PNG, JPG file. Understand that the PNG or JPG file stands for image. That is your photo that you are going to upload. So very important. Now the next thing that we do here is to look at the zip file. Now here I don't have a zip file. So how do I create a zip file and how do I view a zip file? Very important. Let's take for example here this file. So maybe I want to compress them because I want to archive them. So when I compress them, it will be easier for me because it's going to reduce the size of the file, number one. And assuming I want to send them through email, I can easily compress as many files as possible and the thing will become one file, which is one compressed zip file. So I package all of them inside one zip file and send it across as an email so that the person that will open it there will download the zip file and extract them to view them. Now to easily zip your file, you can select the file. These things are online. Okay, say this and this. Now I've selected the file that I want to compress. So you now right click. So when you right click, you are going to point to compress to. So when you point to compress to, you notice that I have zip file here. I have 7Z file and I have TAR file. Now these are things I can use to compress my file. I think there are still additional options. So here I will use zip file because this one is conversant with Windows. So anybody that does not have maybe WinRAR can easily open it in Windows. So what I'm going to do is to select zip. So you now notice that those files have been put together here and it is named the future of business, which is the first one. So here I now have .zip. So I can press enter or change this name to my zip eg, my zip eg.zip. Okay, so now I have my zip eg.zip. Now this is my zip file. This particular file contains 3 more files inside it. So if I want to view it, since I'm using Windows, I can easily use Windows Explorer to view it by double clicking on it and the thing opens to show me here. These are the files inside the zip. Now another way is to just extract it by right clicking on it. Then you click on extract. So when you click on extract all, it's going to either extract inside here or it's going to ask you where you are going to extract it. So I'm going to look for a location, like the files will be extracted to this folder. So this particular folder here now that I am pointing at, but I can choose another folder. I can browse, maybe say put them on the desktop. Then I will now click OK because I've selected desktop, so they are going to put them on the desktop. I will now say extract, then show extracted files when completed. So I will click extract. Okay, now you will notice that the files are here now. Look at it. This is the first one. Okay, where are all of them? Okay, okay, see the second one and see the third one. So these are the files. They have been extracted here, so I can view them individually here. So that's how you create a zip file and extract them also. Now you can use WinRAR to compress and also decompress or extract your files. Okay, that's it for this particular assignment. Okay, let's talk about software safety, a key part of digital decluttering. When you need a new program like Google Chrome, Zoom, or even a game, you have to download it from the internet. but especially use the official website to download. For example, you want to download Google Chrome, download it from the official site. Zoom, download it from the official site. Google Microsoft Meet, download it from the official site. Now the good thing is that if you are using Mac, you have Apple Store. If you are using Windows, you have Microsoft Store. So you can actually search for these apps there and download it directly from Microsoft Store, and you are sure that it is safe for your computer to use. So if you are actually using the search, maybe Google, you don't need to search for phrases like free Chrome download or free Zoom download, but you can simply search for Zoom download. Then you will be able to see the official site. I'll show you that in a minute now after this thing. So now the reason is so that it will not lead you to a particular untrusted site, because there are so many sites that will embed inside the software some viruses or malware that will harm your computer. So it's very, very rampant. So the rule of thumb here is always get software from the source, that is the developer's official website. Like I said, you can also get it from Apple Store or Microsoft Store. Now let's talk about uninstalling. Now when you are installing, I'll show you how to install. It's very simple. Now let's talk about uninstalling software properly. Now if you want to uninstall the software from your system, you don't just drag and drop inside the recycle bin or right clicking and deleting the icon from your desktop. What you're actually doing is to delete the shortcut. You are not deleting the main program. So to do that, you need to fully remove the program by going to the system settings or use the control panel, then find the app and uninstall it. Now I'm going to show you how you are going to do that in the next minute. Now this ensures that all hidden files and background processes are removed, keeping your system clean, fast and secure. Practicing safe installation and proper removal helps protect your computer and your personal data. Now the truth here is, if you just delete the file, maybe the icon from your desktop, the file is still there and is still consuming space. The processes are still working in the background. So your system might be slow and you don't know what actually is causing it. You think that this file is gone, but it's not gone, but it's still working. The processor is still working on it behind the scene. So I'm going to show you how to download a file, an app, install the app, then and how to properly uninstall the app. Okay, here I'm going to show you how you are going to browse and get the particular app you want to install it, then I'll show you how to uninstall the app also. Now just within a moment we are going to handle this. I'm going to use Edge browser. I pinned it here if you are following from the beginning. So from here, Edge browser is going to open for me, and I'm going to want to get Zoom app because I don't have it here, so I can type in Zoom download. Okay, see, I have Zoom download now. Now you see Zoom download for PC. Actually for Windows 11, but let me just select Zoom download for PC. Now you notice that I have Zoom here, which is the official website, zoom.us. So I'm going to click on it. Now when you scroll down, you notice there are also other websites that you're going to see. Now this is Zoom support. Okay, we have Softonic, which might embed some things, malware in the app when you download it. So it's better I go to the official website and download. So I'm going to click here, and it's going to open up the official website for me. Now when the download starts, I'm going to show you how to use the the Microsoft Microsoft stuff. Now here, this is the download center where I'm going to get my Zoom. So when I scroll down, you notice that I have download 64-bit or download 32-bit or download ARM64. Now my system is 64-bit operating system, which you can easily find out by right clicking this PC, select properties. Now when you select properties, it's going to open up for you, and you notice your system. You are going to check the bits. Now this system type, you see 64-bit operating system x64 based processor. So you see it there, which is showing you whether your system is 32-bit. If it's 32-bit, it's going to show you 32 bits. That's how you get that done. Okay, so now we proceed. Since I'm using 64 bits, what I'm going to do is to click on 64 bits for it to download. Now the download have started. I'm not going to just stay here and be waiting for the download to start. Now as the download is going, let us try to download something from Microsoft Store. Now the same thing, I can also download it from Microsoft Store, but that's going to help me to install it directly. So what I'm going to do is this is Microsoft Store here. If you don't have it now, I can simply type store. So Microsoft Store will show up, and I will open Microsoft Store. Now when Microsoft Store opens, let's assume that I want to download which app do I download now? Okay, let me assume, okay, if it's the same Zoom, you type Zoom here, and it will show you Zoom workspace. Now this is Microsoft Teams. Now it's quite simple here. What I'm going to do is to simply click install, and it will install for me. So I wouldn't have to I wouldn't have to be doing the headache of downloading and installing. So that's it. Now you see it's free. Here, this one's Microsoft Team. Let me just click install. So here I'm going to just click install Microsoft Team for me. I don't need to download it. All I need to do is to install it directly, and it will be installed for me just directly. Okay, here let's check if the download has completed. Okay, still downloading. Now the time it will complete depends on the speed of the internet. Now very soon it will be done. In few seconds it will be done. So let's still check our Microsoft Team. The installation is going on. I had to click to open it properly so that I'll be seeing what is going on here, and the level it is. You notice that it is installed now. Okay, very fast. So very simple as that. Now it's still the same thing that Zoom does. That's the same thing that Microsoft Team does. Okay, so this Microsoft Team installed. Now I will set it up, but that's not what I'm here to do. What we are here to do is to check the download. This download is completed. So I'm going to check my downloads, and this is the Zoom. So open the folder, downloads folder, and this is the Zoom installer, the full Zoom installer. So what I'm going to do is to double click here to start the installation. Very simple. So I'm double clicking to start the installation. You can actually right click and select open, or run as administrator, depending on your system privileges, and the installation will commence. So the installation is going on. It's very simple to do. Very simple. You just follow the on-screen instruction. This installation wizard. So it will be asking you questions and you'll be answering. And that's very simple as ABC. Okay, I'm waiting for the installation to come up so we can also uninstall. Now here the installation was successful. Done. So what I'm supposed to do now is to sign up if I don't have Zoom, if I don't have the Zoom account. Now the installation is completed now. So what I'm going to do is to, how do we uninstall this? Maybe I have, my system is running space and the system is slowing down. I need to clean up the system by removing apps that I'm not using so that the system will be a bit faster. Then what I'm going to do is to, very simple. Now you are supposed to, in an older system, you go to control panels and look for add or remove programs, but here you can easily type add or remove programs. Add or remove programs. Now this hit here, so it will just come up for you. Very simple. Now when the apps, installed apps, have showing you all the apps that are installed in your system, now you will have to locate the particular one you are looking for, you want to remove. Zoom, that's what I want to remove. So this is it here. You see, I search for it so that it will be easy for me. Now if you don't want to search, you just want to go through, you can scroll down, usually arrange in alphabetical order. Zoom is going to be Z now, which is the last one here. So I'm going to point to this place, this ellipsis here, and click uninstall. Then it's going to ask me, tell me that this app and its related info will be uninstalled. Now meanwhile, if I have this app, if I have the, what is it called, the shortcut here. Okay, let's assume now this is UC browser here, the shortcut is here, and I decide to delete the shortcut by right clicking and deleting the shortcut. Now I've deleted it. If you think that the app has been uninstalled, you are lying. The only thing that happened is that you remove the shortcut here. If I type UC browser here, you will see the thing will pop up. UC, you see the thing has popped up telling you that the app is still there, but the shortcut is out. So if you want to remove it properly, you have to go to add or remove programs, then search for UC browser or scroll down to get the UC browser. Let's just remove that UC browser now. UC browser. Then here you are going to click uninstall. So it's going to remove the app and its related info, everything. So you click uninstall. So it's going to ask you for your permission to uninstall it. Then you click yes and click uninstall. Now look at this. Now it didn't uninstall just like that. Here I'm going to select delete all personal configuration and data. So I will select it. Then I will now click uninstall. And you watch the uninstallation go. The app is completely removed. Then you now click finish. So if you search for UC browser here, mobile web browser, this is just showing you what it is. So the app is no more there. It's gone, and it's gone forever, except if you install it back. Okay, that's how you install. You search for the app, try the much you can to go to the official website or use Microsoft Store or Apple Store if you're using Mac operating system to get your app and install them. Very safe, very easy. And when you are no longer using the app, there's no point leaving the processes to work in the background. All you need to do is to simply remove the app by going to uninstall program, that is add or remove programs, then remove that particular app that you are not using because it's useless, occupying space and consuming your memory. And that's it. Okay, I've been the one talking. Let's get a little bit interactive. I know that you have been keeping up with all that I've been explaining with the activities and practices. All I need you to do is to practice them with your system and be able to understand each and every one thing that you need to do to be digitally to have the digital skills that you need in this century and in this digital age. Now let's hear from you. You can use the chat window or you use the comments if you're watching later. Now you're going to share with us one piece of software you use every week. It could be your favorite web browser, maybe Google or Microsoft Edge or Opera or UC browser and any of the browsers that you are using. Or it can be a video editor, maybe CapCut or any other video editor that you usually use to do your work, or a game. Maybe for some of us love playing games. Just tell us each and any one, or if either productivity tool like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel or Canva, any of the software or app that you usually use every week or you mostly use every week. Let's see what tools are popular with the group and maybe discover something new. Now the reason for this is I might be using Microsoft Excel often. You might be using Microsoft Word often. Another person might be playing game often. So let's just see, and this interaction is going to help us to know some apps that we don't know. And one thing you need to do is if it is Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint, you're going to write productivity tool. If it is a game, you specify the app and tell us that it's a game. Now if it is a video editor, you and tell us your editor, so that we'll be able to know those apps for ourselves. Maybe I heard that this person is using this particular app to do so thing. Let me try it out. Now it's going to help us to understand certain things. Now I'm waiting for you to send in in the chat window also in the comments section, so that we'll be able to interact and learn about that. Okay, we have the most essential practical skills for your day-to-day computer use. Wow. You can now manage your digital world with confidence. In a short while, I take your questions. Do leave them in the chat window or use the comments if you are watching later. Now for this week's assignment, which is all about taking action. I want the process of organizing your own files. Just create 3 folders and sort a few files into them. Is the first step to taming the digital clutter, and it will only take 5 minutes. You saw how we did it. If your computer is cluttered with all those things, just try the much you can. I know if it's too many, it's going to take you time. I've actually seen a system while trying to work on somebody's system, and I saw files and folders scattered all over the desktop that even you that is looking for something, it will be difficult for you to see the file or the folder you are looking for. Scattered everywhere. So the first thing you need to do is to try the much you can, create folders, group some of those files and folders into them, so it will help you to easily search for a file or a folder that you are looking for, and you have easy access to them. I'm still waiting for your questions. Wow, amazing job today. Everyone have done really great. You've learned a ton. Next week, we are plugging into the wider world. We'll be diving into web browsers, Wi-Fi, and how to search the internet like a pro, though we just did a little bit of it. Before we go, drop those questions. I'll take some time to answer them. If you are watching later, use the comments next week Wednesday at 17:00 Nigerian time. Thank you.